This presentation will be discussing Hope for Paws Animal Rescue Organization. My name is Danielle.
My name is Phoenix.
My name is Aiden.
And my name is Nate.
In order to demonstrate the severity of this issue, we must share a story from a survivor of animal abandonment. Stranded by her previous owner, Cadence was an abandoned pit bull left to rot on the streets from her extreme injuries. Luckily, Cadence's life would change by the hands of animal rescuers Lisa Sherrielli, Jennifer Grooms, and Dax Grooms. Taking quick notice of Cadence's injuries, the rescuers took her in for medical examination and treatment. It was concluded that Cadence was used as a bait dog prior to her rescue. For context, a bait dog is a dog that is used to train other dogs in order to learn aggression for deadly sports fighting. Hence, the origin of her injuries was detected, and it was time for Cadence to begin her journey for recovery. A doctor at the shelter by the name of Christine Farrer would attend to Cadence's injuries, but especially a life-changing eye surgery that would save Cadence's vision. Along the way, Cadence's doctor, the three rescuers, and another pit bull named Chance would support her through the next 2 weeks, as that was the estimated time from her recovery, from the surgery. With the classic happy ending, Lisa Schiarelli, the original rescuer, would take Cadence in to live with her. Cadence was given a second chance at life because of an organization known as Hope for Paws. Hope for Paws is a nonprofit organization located in the Los Angeles area that treats complex medical situations in abandoned dogs, cats, and other animals. They also provide these animals with homes and the care they need to survive. Essentially, their priority surrounds medical evaluations and the adoption process. However, the existence of this organization cannot subsist without the help of supporters. As students, we are familiar with being in the position of a learner, but it is also important that we become familiar with the position and responsibilities of a teacher. We've decided that we take the responsibility of educating our audience on animal abandonment and the proper steps to confront it. We've decided to stand alongside Eldad, the founder of Hope for Paws, and alongside the organization to help create a better life for the animals that coexist with us on this planet. Supporting Eldad and donating to Hope for Paws will keep this organization sustained and provide it with the funds to obtain necessary resources to continue rescuing abandoned animals.
Animals are betrayed by the hands of people regardless of whether they are healthy, sick, or injured. Unless given the proper care, abandoned animals have low chances of survival. To be frank, the problem is that people abandon their pets. Nonetheless, it is important to acknowledge that the issue is profound and there are reasons that people leave their pets. Just to name a few, some owners feel they need to have the time to care for their pets. Some owners were not equipped with the knowledge on how to care for their pets and they become overwhelmed by the responsibility. Life-changing situations such as divorce can cause an owner to leave their pet. Some owners cannot care for an unhealthy or old pet. Some owners become bored/disinterested in their pet. Unneutered pets may birth unwanted litters. These animals are born into abandonment and often are killed. Some pets are abandoned due to their behavioral issues. Some owners cannot afford to care for their pets, and some animals are used to make money, such as racing and breeding, or even used for sport, such as hunting and fighting, and are eventually abandoned when they reach old age because of their uselessness. As a result, these animals die. As direct as it sounds, animal welfare is at risk if shelter is not provided. A few hardships that abandoned animals face are starvation, untreated disease, extreme weathers, and uncertainty of rescue. Animal welfare is also at risk if a shelter cannot withhold its business. Even rescued animals still have to fear the uncertainty of being adopted. Orphaned animals are often euthanized due to the shelter's lack of space and resources. According to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, approximately 2.6 million sheltered animals were euthanized nationwide in 2011. As previously stated, this is due to the lack of space and resources. If animal safety was not convincing enough, it is also important to acknowledge that this issue may affect public health and safety as well. Abandonment forces stray animals into survival mode. Strays must fend for themselves and dodge the hardships that being shelterless throws their way. Thus, it is reasonable for stray animals to develop an aggressive mindset. Aggressive animals pose a threat to the public because of their ability to act on their aggression, such as harmful biting and scratching. Furthermore, disease or bug-carrying stray animals pose a threat because of their ability to carry sickness and infestation to human-populated areas. Deceased animals are also hazardous to the public's health and safety. As degrading as it sounds, a dead animal is garbage in public space. Deceased animal bodies can bring bacteria or pose a hazard that can cause an accident on a highway or streets. We've established that abandoned animals and the public's welfare are primarily affected, but we've yet to acknowledge a larger perspective. Surrendered and abandoned animals are a financial burden to government and non-governmental organizations. Simply, these organizations struggle to find financially afloat and can no longer maintain the space to care for animals. On top of not having space for these animals, it's very hard to afford vaccines for them as well. There are many communities that can't afford vaccines for sheltered animals, which leaves them vulnerable for disease, which will lead to death. Also, in some areas, Bakersfield, for example, they put down animals in shelters after a couple days. At least down here, it's safe for stray animals, but these shelters still need more financial help.
So our estimates we can create the most significant positive change by actively participating in organizations that specialize in rescuing abandoned animals. Hope for Paws is combating this exact issue by partnering with different animal clinics, hospitals, shelters, and adoption centers. Um, just to give a shout out to a few, Little Red Dog, Room 8, Leonel Legacies, all are wonderful nonprofit organizations that specialize in animal rescue. Hope for Paws is willing to tackle the most complex of situations in order to rescue these animals, all in order to help them recover and find a home. Um, of course, this organization cannot fulfill their purpose without support. The most effective form of aid would be monetary donations to Hope for Paws. However, they accept donations of various forms, such as cryptocurrencies, a donor advice fund, stock gifts, and planned giving. It is extremely important that Hope for Paws spreads their message, which is the reason they promote the organization through content creation, which is one of the ways that I found it is on YouTube. Their channel has over 5 million followers with uploaded video gaining as much as 36 million views. We can help promote Hope for Paws and spread the word that donations are needed. By word of mouth and posting on social media, we can raise awareness about the issue that Hope for Paws and other nonprofits hope to eliminate. We can also spread the word by sharing experiences that Hope for Paws has done to share the good effort that they're bringing. And we can teach others on the issue. We can educate on the topic of animal abandonment and how leaving them to die affects society. And let us establish Hope for Paws is already an established organization, but they can continue to prove their worth. So we want to help continue and grow. Let us support. We can support by donating and advocating, as well as encouraging others to donate.
Plain and simple, the ultimate objective is to give our animals a home. It is unreasonable to expect a decrease in stray animals being abandoned, but we do expect rescue shelters to have the space and resources. We expect a decrease in the rate of animal euthanizations. We expect an increase in animal adoptions. We can no longer bear to see the bones from a starved stray. We can no longer see them bleed in our public streets. We can no longer let our neighbors beat the life out of these innocent animals. Although this may seem like a harmless issue, it is an incredibly important issue to many people nationwide around the world. It is an issue greater than estimated to be. More than often, owners abandon their pets. These once cared for animals learn to live the aggressive life of a stray. They learn to fend for themselves, and they learn to survive. However, harsh living conditions decrease the chances of survival. In consideration of it all, we put our faith in people to join organizations that battle this very issue. Through monetary donations, volunteering, advocating, and educating, it would make a significant difference for the abandoned and sheltered animals. So one last call to action: stand by Hope for Paws and their battle against animal cruelty. With the proper funding and resources, all there is left to do is have hope. All we can do is hope for their paws.